You know, to my crushes, I would have brushed my teeth before the good luck kiss. And it didn't have to be French. It just been on the cheek. Anyway, we're here now. This is Eris. This Earth. We're lining up with it. The energy's going to be crazy. Kind of like last year. The energy should peak on the 13th, so we got like 100 hours to go. And it looks like almost everybody's in on it. Notice how this keeps inching west. And Massachusetts, the tip of you, is now under the gun, and everybody needs to be aware. Plus, just in case the situation does seem to get much worse over the next 24 to 48 hours in predictions by everybody, be ready to evacuate if it gets too weird. I know, just 1%, 5%, 7%, but somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to treat you guys like adults. Worst case scenarios happen. If you're on the freaking coast, you better act like this is 2019. Alaska's even getting in on the mix. Okay, and then we got a big bad blizzard. And look at these pressure gradients, which lead to heavy winds. So everybody's getting windy this week during the Eris point of the 8th through the 13th. I'm just saying it peaks at the 13th, and it's got to come down when you peak. So this is like that storm is crunching to the west. This going to the east. And then you got the Santa Ana winds coming from the offshore. It's like the whole atmosphere is crinkling up from top to bottom, the rooter to the tutor. Texas will get wet, and it will be cold. Brit Hit is talking about widespread power outages underway amid wildfire dangers in NorCal and SoCal. We're talking 142,000 homes could also soon have their power cut too. Last time I checked, it was 800,000. So we're approaching 1 million homes, and no telling how many people live in those homes. So we got things happening coast to coast, top to bottom. And I love you. King of Weather Twitter's talking about multi-headed sloppy mess across the eastern seaboard and West Atlantic, awaiting our new redevelopment of South New England. Caribbean trigger advancing for late period developments. Western U.S. trough. Rockies mid-level snowstorm. Plain surface low snowstorm begins development. We got a lot of circles on this board. Okay? You understand simple shapes, right? We got a lot of simple shapes. That's energy. Probably. Joy and pain. Sunshine and rain. Dadabu, the Florida Wave Master, keeping track of the waves for us. Latest 24-hour wind wave forecast out of the OPC for developing storm off the mid-Atlantic. Max 24 feet. Seas will be slow to subside as system remains nearly stationary for the next 24 to 48 hours. Should I repeat that for you? Nearly stationary. Next 24 to 48 hours. And we stretch this out to 100 hours. We're going to be prepared for anything along the Atlantic now, aren't we? The next 100 hours. Because last year, during the Eris alignment thingy, Michael formed on the 7th and then hit land on the 11th. And that because the Eris alignment is one day later this year, we are watching out from the 8th to the 13th for the energy to peak. And then it's got to step down. Did I already say that? I don't like to repeat myself. Where is this? I think this is North Carolina. So this giant storm system, I believe it's North Carolina. Like it's going to be churning up heavy seas, choppy waters for a couple days. And here comes the windup on a 3-2 pitch. The bottom vort, 92L invest, the top vort, the main feature. This thing has multiple chunks, people. We are dealing with multiple chunks here, people. Multiple chunks. These are almost like door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. And there's no good thing behind any of these doors except for out to sea. And I'm not sure that's what's going to happen here. I should have won a Nobel Peace Prize for the amazing piece of science I'm about to show you. But I didn't. And it's not about the awards. Though I can't believe I didn't get a single good luck kiss from one of the 33 crush lists I'd made out. Right before I told you this Eris season was going to be crazy. Okay, so like if you shot a bullet through Earth, which I'd never ask you to do, ever. I love Earth. You can see that, like, this is today, this super typhoon category 5 Hagibis. If you stop the pop thingy, boom. So, like, it goes straight through the planet, man. See that? And so, yeah, we have, everybody has every reason to just watch this thing like a hawk for 100 hours if you're on the coast. And then you got a bunch of crazy shit happening from coast to coast. Hey, you shut up. Kiss your hands. Except for you, George of the jungle, from the North Carolina jungle. It's a great place, and he's an amazing guy. Kiss your hands. See, I can act crazy. I got to tell you guys about this thing that I've been talking about for a year. Did I mention that when Hurricane Michael was a category 5, I said, hey, at least we have a year to prepare for the next one. And so here we are. And the weather's crazy. It's going to be a spooky October. But so you got, I think, 2 rounds of Santa Ana winds blowing in. See, these are the Santa Ana winds in these super dry conditions. Droughty, I would believe. And seeing as PG&E's giant electrical above ground wires started the fire that killed 90 people last year, they were like, heck, it's cheaper for us to just turn everything off, which is a super kind of dick move corporate play. But that's what I've been talking about, limited liability corporations, for a while. Like, so I've been talking about our energy grid. It's why I've been talking about, like, everybody needs to stop arguing about freaking politics. We need to start building super cities, improving our infrastructure, working together to prepare for a future, because we can adapt. But, like, if you want to keep civilization standing, you got to work as a team. And people are like, no, we can't. The smartphone convinced us we can't work together. Ever. I was like, what? Was it talking about? Yeah, and we may have another hurricane coming out of here. It may pop up through here. It may get pushed out to the west. We got a lot of shit happening. It's a freaking Eris alert, dude. For those people who want to have a fighting chance. Maybe am I overselling it? I don't know. Let's wait till October is freaking over. Do people know how to follow simple instructions anymore? You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's wait till hurricane season is over, and then let's turn our report cards in. It's like, people can't handle that shit. And so we're here now. And thanks to Asteroid Fight Club, barring getting taken out by ninjas, I will be here, or hackers, I will be here reporting this to you the best of my abilities, as I have been for a year. 7 years, technically, on November 23rd. Are we going to celebrate my 7-year anniversary? Have I done any cool shit that is worth celebrating or appreciating? Or, like, hey, let's have a party? I think so, for sure. You know, I'm probably being too hard on my 33 crushes, because this is precipitable water. They probably all have boyfriends, because they're all really beautiful. They're all really smart. They're all really talented. And some of them have a good sense of humor. Okay, this precipitable water. So look at this. Yeah, dude. And we got 4 more days of this shit. It's going to peak out. You know, it varies on the guesses of when this thing's going to peak out. I'm guessing the 12th. But nobody knows, man. The core of our planet is like a star. We haven't been doing a whole lot of star science. At least not on our core of our planet or on the sun. You know? It's the truth. You shut up. Yeah, smoke them if you got them, because it should be spooky everywhere. It's like people got mad that I couldn't figure out how to explain to properly make them understand. This is a cigarette. Why am I coughing? Maybe I'm crying. Cranky's got a blog. I'll leave that shit link for you somewhere. At least I'll try. If not, come to Twitter. Find it yourself. Do your own due diligence. I love you. Okay, so you can see it undergoing the new development process a bit better on this product. As the continental piece comes east, the new development will increase, but the heavier load absolutely ended up further southeast overnight. Not much retrograde. Expect that. Retrograde. Man, Neptune's retrograde. You believe in planets, don't you? You know, if Cranky Weather Guy and I had a big weather event podcast set up, I would totally invite George W. Bush and Ellen DeGeneres to be guests on today's show to run color while me and the Crankster drop the real hardcore weather science shit. Check out all those junks. Shh, Cranky's talking. Next development stage is underway. Redevelopment, last night's excitement, is well east. Continental peace coming east. New development locale visible in a bit of shadow. / shallow reflection. When that occurs, then the development and backing in of increased wind and rain commences. Sometimes commencing can be fun. What are these new yellow lines? We will have to check out. It's like I'm saying, this is Mother Nature. You know, I don't know why is everybody. You got a giant, massive storm off your coast. I would pay close attention to it. I would pay closer. Like, I'm not even sure at this point you should go to the dang Patriots game. That's gonna be your call. You know, people just get mad at me. I gotta stop being whiny. I'd have been whinier if I got dang good luck kiss. Whatever. Oh yeah, if my calculations are correct, this energy wave peaks on the 12th to the 13th, which is also a full moon, dude. That means the high tides. Bitches. Intensification of all things. This is the Eris we're dealing with. Hey, Pluto killer, the one who got Pluto demoted. Tell him all about the Eris mythology. There's a big mythology into it. It's like, is it Roman or is it Greek? I forget. Bill McKibben, the waves are pounding the rocks this morning. That's what she said. No, but seriously, this is no joke. And this could surprise to the upside. Plus, big blizzard. And the Santa Ana shit. Greg, bringing it. Something like this, perhaps via an arbitrary threshold process. A nice yet fairly typical southeast New England autumn nor'easter clipping. Leafed tree implications, perhaps. Plymouth, Bourne, Cape Cod Islands. Mid-Atlantic, mostly about the mid-level showery activity and immediate coastal marine impacts. Light impacts. Fringe. Showers. Breezy. Rainy. Coastal flood. Modest impacts. Windy. Heavy rain. High surf. High impacts. Wind and surf. Significant impact. We're not into the pink yet. But you probably could guess that since I hadn't even got the good luck kiss. You ain't no dummy. Look at all those chunks, man. And look at how it's big. I've been talking about an atmospheric river. Like the new equatorial electrojet line. And that's it right there. I've been talking about it for like 2.5 years now. And so our big storm system will be in this. So it won't be traveling up. It'll be traveling in and then rotating around for a while, and then going out. And we don't even know what this thing's going to do. This thing could get crazy. Not crazy to us, but like it could just make the whole oceanic situation get weirder. Mike's weather page of the amazing SpaghettiMetals.com. Let me say that again. Mike's weather page of, it's called SpaghettiModels.com. And if you don't know how to spell spaghetti, you can Google it. Okay, so these are winds. And see, you'll be getting some pretty stiff winds. Remember, this could be taking place for anywhere from like 24, 48, 60-ish hours. And there's still a chance it could move north or wester. I wouldn't rest easy on this one, man. Unless you got like some magical e-brake for worst case scenarios. What's it talking about? Oh, yeah. So Mike's weather page. And so coastal hugging low. Coastal low hugging the east coast still with the closest approach sometime tomorrow as it tries to develop. Estimated wind gusts here midday. Coastal areas get the most rain. Should clear up by the weekend. So nobody's really super worried about it right now. But I'm saying, yo, dude, you know, like a day ago, nobody in California was too worried about PG&E just turning off everybody's power for 5 days. Not everybody, but up to like 2.7 million customers, which I can't even calculate how many people that would be. And they can't either. And so I'm just saying, you know, it wasn't announced. I got like 12 hours notice, and then you had some bad situations with people trying to get batteries and gasoline and non-perishable food. And so that's kind of what we're dealing with now, man. And so if there's weird shit happening on the West Coast during this warning, then we got a giant big storm. It's probably not the best thing to be shown right now. And if you can't handle me being in this good a mood, don't worry, it'll probably wear off. See, what had happened was, remember how I told you guys that before I gave up my job to become planetary defense commander and do THORnews full time, I worked for a production company that worked for lawyers that did civil law cases. And so I got to work with some of the best, finest lawyers in all of Texas on some super badass cases. I did that for like 5 years before I started doing this full time. And so one of the coolest lawyers I've ever known showed up in town. It was like, take you to dinner. We hadn't seen each other in a couple years. And we went to freaking Papados, man. I hadn't eaten that fancy in years. Well, since I worked with lawyers. You know, majority of the time, my food budget's like $7. Counting candy, it's like 10 a day. That's unexpensive. I don't know, maybe. My phone's making noises. Anyway, so he's a really smart, cool guy, and so I'm just it was good times. So I'm gonna tell you the story real quick. True story. I'd done this big, huge arbitration thing, and they had like 3 arbitrators there, right? And so I'd worked nonstop, like 16-hour days with like 10 different clients, getting everything ready with like 1,000 different exhibits, and one of the mediators was an ex-federal judge. It's a big deal, dude. A big deal if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I'd worked, I don't know, it was like the 6th day of the trial, and I'd done like 6 days before that. So I just worked insanely nonstop, hadn't gotten any sleep. We were 6 days in. It was a big deal. And then, so at one point, they were like, okay, we're going to leave early today. And early was like 4 o'clock, 3:30. We'd always worked till like 6:30, I think. And then, so when he said that we were calling the day early, I go, woohoo! And the old federal judge dude was like, I can have you thrown in jail for contempt of court. And so I said, no, you can't. I'm a king of America. And almost everybody laughed except for him, and then I walked out. That was great. Anyway, it's a true story. Yeah. Okay. So, I would get ready for all the weird wackiness. Definitely smoke if you got them. It's a good time for hugs and kisses if you got loved ones, and maybe celebrate life. Some positive thinking. If everybody wanted to take a break from talking about politics for the next 4 days, that'd probably be cool. Maybe the whole month. The earth would probably churn on, and society would go forward if everybody just took a break from that shit. Because talking about politics doesn't really solve major problems. Like power grids, when you got millions of people not going without power for days, like that's going to be a hit to local economies. It's going to be a hit to a state economy. It's going to be a hit to our economy. California's a big place, man. Like one of the top GDPs. GDP is, you can make it up yourself at home. Like good dongle parade. That's what we got in the weather. Good dongle parade. Okay, so everybody stay cool. This is serious. This is dangerous. Across the board. Oh, it almost looks like an angel with a fist. Why is he mad? Are those lights? Okay. Did I say I love you? See, Cranky doesn't think it's going to be a super big deal. I'm saying it has potential to. He's like, this is not a deepening low. And I'm like, but what if Eris, like Saturn, which they just found a bunch of new moons, or Jupiter, they found a bunch of new moons. What if Eris has more moons than we know of? And somehow those moons are affecting us. Because he's like, it's not a deepening low as a singularity. It's a couple of lows, right? And anywho, they draws up pictures of what a tight gradient looks like, and then what a relaxed gradient looks like. And the tighter brings heavier winds. Tightness. Now I'm just rolling up, being lazy. Keisha Burns, good morning, Dallas. Good morning, Keisha. Good morning, Dallas. I miss you, DFW. Henry Market City at Nor'easter. Hey, everybody call it what you want to. Flooding rains, up to 60 mile per hour winds and coastal flooding. I was booty dancing earlier. We got a daily record of 3 feet, 3 inches of snow for Spokane. Remember, that's just 3 inches. Yeah. Tens of thousands without power. Do you see a trend here? And so, if the coastal storm continues west and surprise the upside, you could have power out on the East Coast as well. Here's our TDS weather. Significant snowstorm incoming. Winter storm warnings have been expanded overnight across Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. Still expecting 2 to 3 feet of heavy wet snow for some, with gusts gusting to 50 to 60. How did I not get a good luck case? Should see blizzard warnings for the next 24 to 36. See, these are, even though the Santa Ana thing is like a 3 to 4 day event, all of these storms are multi-day events, man. The West Coast, the Middle, and the East Coast. Texas, we're getting cool. We'll probably get some rain. What was it talking about? Blizzard warnings. It's just a winter storm. Consequence visible in the most aggressive north and west guidance, NAM3K. Relenting to the process, taking further south and east. We're talking max retrograde, so you're going to get some, you could get some heavy rain bands that'll be training over multiple areas. See how it's deepened? The new one from the 18Z to the 6. So the west trend continues. What's it talking about? Oh, yeah. So here's that other hurricane thing I've been talking about for a while. If we get lucky, it'll get pushed out to the Pacific. If not, it's coming straight up the Gulf. But that is 6 days away. So, good morning. Good morning, Crankster. You should be creeping, bro. It's going to be a spooky, creepy October. It's better to know what to fear than to say no fear. Thanks. Yay, cold front. Yay. Everybody loves friends. Jacket weather. I love jackets, although I don't have a good one. I have my Batman hoodie. It's like a good jacket. California. Over 300,000 customers are currently without power in California due to a public safety shutoff event triggered by high winds in the air. Great. Things are great. So blizzards, tons of people. I'm being sarcastic. It's not great. And I'm as planetary defense commander. Hell no, man. And so now's the time to band together. Be your best self. And rise above all the negativity and the doubters and the nihilists on the internets and all around. Okay. I love you. It's never too late for that good luck. So everybody, do what you do. But do it fantastic. Do it better than ever. All right. Stay cool. God bless everyone.